Welcome your host, Maddie Two Shoes.
Hello, 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 Twitch friends. I'm early. Hi, Steffi. Welcome in. Very nice to see you. Congratulations on being first. Did you actually receive the notification, Steffi? Or were you hanging out in chat just to see if you could grab the coveted bot? That is the question. That is the real question. Also, this background. I have a feeling that it always starts with a winter background. Neither. Neither. You saw the Discord notification. Ah. That's even better. That's even better. That's even better because, well, then you didn't see my go live message, right? Discord doesn't take the go live message, because that would be actually quite cool if you could take Twitch's go live message and use that as the go live text of the bot in Discord. That would be pretty cool. If you're curious about what Discord we're talking about, it is the Claw Discord. The Claw is my stream team that I'm part of here on Twitch. And I don't want to build my own community Discord because I feel like it's unnecessary for the way that I engage with the community, and seeing as most people who are in my stream are from the Claw community, it just makes sense to hang out in the Claw. After all, I'm a team member, so I can also, you know, I can also influence certain things in the stream sometimes. In the team, I mean, like I can kind of influence stuff that gets done, or, you know, stuff like the Raidathon was like not only my idea, but I executed on that and helped organize that. So having my own community would make that more difficult, because then I'd always have to like post it in multiple places or something. And also, it's just a personal thing, but I don't want to be in hundreds of different Discord servers, and I'm very sorry to anyone who has their own Discord server. I feel like it's like the thing with Slack workspaces. If you're familiar with Slack, which is like the Discord for enterprise, if that makes sense. Also, why did the music just stop? Because I said I didn't want to be in Discord? That seems harsh. Oh, new track. That's fine. So yeah, it's like with Slack. Like everybody starts their own Slack workspace for different communities. Like, oh, I want to be like this community about that. And so they start their own Slack workspace. And it's like, it's not so cool to have like 30 different Slack workspaces, because you're getting notification overload already on your mobile, right? And then you've got on top of that like 30 Slack workspaces, and then on top of that you have like 80 to 100 Discord servers, and you can't possibly read all the messages all the time. So it gives you like massive anxiety. At least it gives me massive anxiety all the time to see like unread blobbies. And so yeah, my rule is 5 Discord servers, and I'm at 4 so that I have 1 in reserve, so I don't join more. Rockman, congratulations on being not first.
Wow.
What is WoW? What is WoW? I'm only in 2 Slack workspaces. One of them is the company one, and the other is work relevant as well. Ah, yeah, you see, so That makes sense. You weren't expecting a stream this early. Yeah, it's weird, right? It's weird. Hello, Dream Traveling. Thank you for throwing a paper ball. Did it throw the paper ball? Now I'm wondering if it did. I feel like it did. Did it throw the paper ball at me? It should have. I hope it did. Oh, it didn't. Oh no, that's not good. Wait. That's not good. I might have misclicked something. Where is that? I might have... Okay, we're gonna get the paper ball working, chat. Because that seems unfair that it's not working. So let's see. Actions. Triggers. Throw paper ball. Trigger. Oh. Okay. So that works. So it doesn't work with channel points? That's odd. What? Is that like a meme box problem? Oh, it's a meme box problem again, probably. Works on my machine. Oh wow, that is a very cat image. Ched Dev, welcome in. I'm sorry for the throw paper balls. I'll just have to trigger them manually. I can't do anything about it. I just have to trigger them. It totally works on my machine. It's not even a meme. Like it works on my machine. You know? So I can't. I can't. Like,
fine. I'll say I'm sorry.
No, be sincere. Like this. I'm sorry.
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 Good, that's the one.
I'm sorry. I have to increase the volume a bit. I realized it was a bit quiet. Now it should be better. Dream Traveling, welcome in. I don't believe we've had the pleasure yet of meeting. It is very pleased to make your acquaintance. Good sir or ma'am, you may tell me which pronouns you prefer. Ched Dev, it's very good to see you again. Steffi says the second community... Oh, the Slack thing. Second is community hub for the CMS we're using, although that is supposed to be moved to Discord at some point because Slack is getting too expensive. Yeah, so I'm in a very, very large Slack community for data analytics folks. It's around 13 to 14,000 members, something like that, 15,000 maybe, but really high quality because they screen everyone. So no super spammy stuff, which is great. Like that takes a ton of work, but it also takes a ton of time to get approved now because the backlog is so huge. So sometimes there's like a wave of people introducing themselves, and then you know that they've been checking profiles again. And it's really interesting because we were on the free tier, and I mean, I'm a patron since a while, and we were on the free tier, and everyone was saying, oh, it's so annoying that, you know, all the questions get hidden because of this 10,000 message limit. What Slack does on the free tier is that they constantly count how many messages are being sent, and that includes private and public channels, similar to Discord's mechanic with different channels, right? And once you hit 10,000, they just begin deleting the other ones. I mean, deleting, they hide them from the workspace, so you can't access them. So of course, if you have a community where there's supposed to be lots of like question and answer type feedback, which the community that I'm in very much is focused on that, then if you can't search the community, then it's really tedious, right? So you have to keep asking the same question over and over, and someone has to keep giving the same answer. It's not a good knowledge base. And they're hidden because when you pay for Slack, you get them back. And Slack charges you somewhere between $5 to $7 a month per user. So if you wanted to have 15,000 people in Slack, it would be pretty damn expensive. I'm sure that you can get enterprise licenses and stuff where it's not $5 a user, because that would be insane amount of money to pay for a communication tool. But what happened was they started exploring the avenue of saying, well, why not register as a nonprofit, and then we can get Slack at a reduced fee. And they started looking into it, and actually they're already a nonprofit organization because they don't make any money for running the thing. However, the problem is that it's still not free for Slack. And then what happened was sometime last year, Slack's CEO got tweeted at by some community, I don't remember which it was, where they're like, hey, Slack, we're getting like tons of value from your community, from your tool for our community, but we don't have the means to pay for like 50 or whatever, how big their community was, 5,000 members, 7,000 members or whatever. Hey, Ian, welcome in. And so what they did was they tweeted the CEO and said, hey, is there any way that you can just give us a free workspace? And the CEO was like, sure, I'll see what I can do. And it worked. So someone saw this tweet and then said to one of the admins in our community, said, hey, why don't you tweet the CEO from Slack and say, hey, we're this super cool analytics community. Can you... Wow. Exactly. Can you support us? And they did, and they got upgraded for free. So now our community on Slack is like, yeah, 12, 13, 15,000 members, and it's paid, but they don't, it's a paid, no, sorry, how can I say this? It's a pro plan. So like you have all the features of the basic pro plan, but we don't pay for it. It's comped. Sponsored by Slack. I don't know exactly how they did that. Because, and now in Slack's mind, I can totally understand why they did it. Because this isn't like a community of Minecraft gamers, okay? This is not like a community of Minecraft gamers that Slack wouldn't see any value in comping this workspace. A free paid plan, exactly, ChatDev, exactly. So the reason that I think Slack is doing this, not with every community, to be fair, I think they're doing it very, very, very few, but I think the reason they're doing it is very obvious for growth. Because if you have a community that is like 10,000 people in the workforce, they all work at different companies, and they start to get a ton of value out of this community that I'm in, Measure Slack, it's called, by the way. I can actually post the link. Hey, Jay Walter. So if you want to join, no problem. You just have to wait a while to get in. But once you join the Measure community on Slack, then you get immense value from it. There's so many good discussions. There's tons of news articles, tons of blog posts that get published. There's huge channels for every single thing you can imagine under the sun in the data analytics world. And Slack knows that if someone's getting value from that, they're getting value out of this product ultimately. And so it gets placed in the minds of 10,000 people who work at various companies. Okay, not 10,000 companies, maybe like 7,000 companies or whatever, how many people from each company are on Slack. And Slack knows that's 7,000 potential customers for them who don't have Slack yet, right? And now assume that half of them already have Slack in their workspace and half don't. That's 3,000 to 4,000 leads for Slack, right? that people could go back to their company and say, hey, I'm using Slack as this cool in this cool community that I'm in for data analytics. I think we should do Slack internally. I think that we should get a Slack workspace internally. I think that's the logic there. And I think it's kind of it's a solid move. It's good PR. Yeah. Ched Dev says that Slack is already so huge. What company do you think will end up buying them? Good question. Do you think that Slack is a good acquisition target? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure, Ched Dev. You know why? Because typically acquisition targets are growth focused, right? So you want to acquire a business that you can make money on and that can get bigger. But what's the ceiling for Slack? Like, haven't they already started sort of scratching the top of the ceiling in terms of workspace communication? I mean, these days they're competing with so many others in the space. Back when Slack started, they certainly were not competing that hard with, you know, Microsoft or whatever. Like Microsoft solutions at the time, I think Yammer, it was a joke. It was a complete joke. Or Skype for Business, it's trash, absolute trash. And Teams came along, and it's okay. Google's got, you know, Google Chat Hangouts, which was called Hangouts. It's called Chat now. It's still not even close to how good Slack is. They're both pretty much terrible, to be honest with you. I've tried all of them now. Welcome back, Rugmat. Welcome back. I don't know if you're hearing me because it says that you're on you're not having audio, so hello, Rugmat. I think in terms of acquisition, it's a big tech conglomerate that would buy them to deprecate their own solution. More of a market share purchase than to make money. Top platforms for this are Slack, Teams, Discord. Discord is not corporate. That's the problem. Discord is not corporate focused. So the reason I could see, you know, I could see it going the other way, to be honest, Ched. I could see it being Slack buying Discord because Slack wants to break into the non-professional space. That's a probability. That's a possibility. Discord buying Slack, I see that way less, to be honest with you. I don't see that as being a thing. If you bought Slack, you'd have probably #1 personal chat platform instantly. If I bought Slack, I don't have the money for Slack. I wish. If Microsoft buys Slack, we'll be stuck with Teams on Mac again. Oh, this would be awful. Would be awful. Yes. Hey, Rugmat. Hello. Oh, if you, the company. Maybe. Thanks for the bit, Rugmat. Every bit helps. Every bit helps. I think ultimately, I think what's most likely to happen is the market is still going to sort of level out a bit over a few years. I don't think acquisition is going to happen anytime soon. Certainly not with the tech climate the way it is now. Didn't Salesforce buy Slack? Oh, you're right. True. How did I forget about that? Yeah. True. Completely forgot. Yeah, it's finalized. Last year in July. It was a year ago. Oh, yeah. Salesforce, the global leader in CRM today, announced it has completed its acquisition of Slack Technologies. Ah. Yeah. So this discussion has been moot. Jed. But interesting discussion nonetheless, having forgotten that Salesforce bought them. That's actually interesting to think about. So who's going to buy Salesforce? Ah, that's not happening anytime soon. Salesforce is way too big. Oh man, that's way too big. If you look at the ecosystem in there, there's only one answer.
Jeff Bezos, the
This
richest
guy.
man in the world.
Speaking of Bezos, I'd like to share a little tidbit of news with all of you. I want to share a little bit of Bezos news with you. I typically wouldn't do this. Because I don't share like drama related stuff or whatever, or like drama stuff. News? You bought Amazon? No, not yet. I wanted to share some Bezos news because I saw some Bezos news. Look at this chat, okay? Bezos news? Did he ride on a rocket again? No. Even worse.
Jeff Bezos.
Let me just put this in non-speed reader mode. So, I would like to show you this bridge. This is a bridge in Rotterdam, in the Netherlands. And this bridge would have needed to be partially dismantled in order for Jeff Bezos' super yacht to go through. It's being constructed, okay? It's being constructed there.
The richest man in the world.
Basically, there's a company nearby. One second, this is one level too loud. There's a company nearby that's building Bezos' yacht, which, by the way, his super yacht costs something like 438 million. That is a lot of bits, people. That is a lot of bits. Now, however, his yacht is something like 40 something meters tall. Yes. On track to become the largest sailing yacht in the world at 417 feet. 417 feet in normal currency. Feet in meters is 127 meters long. That's very long. Okay. And where is the height? Where is the height? Well, anyway, it's too tall. TD, welcome in. Are you first from the hospital? You're definitely first from the hospital. This is an absolutely stacked... Oh, actually, I realized I could do this again. Yeah. This is an absolutely stacked yacht. 430 million or something is absolutely crazy. But it's too tall for the bridge. So they had said that the company that's building the boat was going to apply for a permit to remove part of the bridge, which is a historical monument. It's protected. And there was absolute uproar. Know who had created the clips? Oh no!
Shout out and see
Oh
if we can get
no!
a Pokemon.
It's happening again!
Wouldn't it be funny if it
Oh wow!
came
Oh,
out?
this is like 6 levels deep. At the same time. No. Of course. See if TD has been doing any. This is so meta. What's happening right now? I don't understand this. What is happening? TD, did you? Is this a? What? Oh, TD, I love that you shouted yourself out. I love that you shouted me out, and now it shouted you out in the final level of that clip. Oh my gosh. There is an explanation for it in our Discord. I actually watched the clip like 5 times. That was from last stream on Monday. And I figured out what the 5 levels were. So this was now level 6, where T. Drayson shouted me out on my own stream, and it plays a clip of my own, which was from last time, which has 5 levels in it. Oh, I missed a message. Bull Psy, how much RAM do you have? I have 64 gigs of RAM. If you'd like to know more about my setup, you can check out the link to my Google Sheet, which has all of the info you need. I'm streaming from a MacBook Pro Intel 2019 with an eGPU, which is why everything is crazy smooth, buttery smooth, as they say. What? White Panther? How are you doing, White Panther? You're fully moved. And I heard that yet another haircut has occurred. So we were just talking about how Bezos has a super yacht. I just came in to shout out Maddie, but it looks like it might have already been done. Yes! TD triggered the ultimate 6th level shout out chain now. Absolute madness. Just crazy. Well.
It seems that you found the button that does the thing. Hmm? It seems that you found the button that does the thing. Jason. Thank you for the clip, Steffi. I appreciate that. Clipping is always desirable.
Clip, and a clap.
Yes.
And then you've got your
Amazing. I love it.
I love streaming. Twitch recommended it to you. Oh, because you had enough money for it? Oh, I love that. I love that Twitch does that. Twitch is like, hey. You have 5,000 points. Why don't you use it to mess up his stream? Or disconnect it in this case. But thank you for doing that. I always appreciate it. I can't wait for the... Oh, we need to watch this clip, chat. We need to watch this. We need to watch this. And there was absolute uproar. Know who had created the clips? Oh no!
Shout out and see
Oh
if we can get
no!
a Pokemon.
It's happening again!
Wouldn't it be funny if
Oh wow!
Oh,
Oh, this is like 6 levels deep! At the same time. No! Of course. See if TD has been doing any... This is so meta. What's happening right now? I don't understand this. If you clip this... If you clip this... And there was absolute... It's 7 levels deep. It's me watching a clip of myself getting shouted out by TD. I need to go look up the explanation, chat. Honestly, I cannot even... I can't. I literally just can't. I have no idea how to tell you about the levels other than reading it out. Okay, here it is. So it would be me. So right now, if someone clipped this, it would be me watching a clip of myself that was T. Drayson shouting me out on my stream, which Steffi shouted me out last time, which played a clip of my stream, which in that clip someone had done a shout out of White Panther, which played a clip from Panther's stream, which in that clip White Panther shouted me out, which played a clip from my stream, where in that clip I shouted out T. Drayson, which played a clip from T. Drayson's stream, which in T. Drayson's stream the clip that played was Twitch clips could become a thing. And as we see, Twitch clips are a real thing. Congratulations on that, chat. Welcome in, Sad Salami Rose. Very nice to see you again. It's been a while since we've seen you on stream, but it's always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much for everyone for your clippage, for good clippage. And we shall now start the Data Cafe. If you're not familiar with the format, the Data Cafe is about going through the week's worth of tech and data news, finding cool things to talk about. And today I have a amazing lineup of crazy news stories for you. Of course, as usual, with a good sprinkling of privacy stuff, because privacy stuff is always juicy, as we know. The end goal is that the clip explanation is so long it's basically stream over once it's triggered. Thank you for the good background, Ched Dev. This is definitely an appropriate background. We're going to stay in the cafe. Look at this. Just look at this cafe. It's a cute little, quaint little cafe. Where would you say this is, chat? Where do we think this is, location-wise? This looks like it could be...
Information. Ones and zeros never lie.
Don't know where this is. Looks like it could be... Stylistically, it looks like Europe. Amsterdam? Always Amsterdam. This is a long clip. Please hold. Oh my gosh. Oh no! Did you actually clip the whole thing? Oh no. Right now, if someone clipped this, it would be me watching a clip of myself that was T. Drayson shouting me out on my stream, which Steffi shouted me out last time, which
This
played
is
a
so
clip of my
deep.
stream, which in
It's so
that
deep.
clip, someone had done a shout out of White Panther, which played a clip from Panther's stream, which in that clip, White Panther shouted me out, which played a clip from my stream, where in that clip I shouted out T. Drayson, which played a clip from T. Drayson's stream, which in T. Drayson's stream, the clip that played was Twitch clips could become a thing.
They are.
And as we see,
They
Twitch
are.
clips are a real thing.
Amazing. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I got the audiobook of Designing Data-Intensive Applications and been listening to it before bed. It's going over all the depths of database types. Interesting to hear the history. Wow, Chetdev, that sounds like some deep stuff. Considering you're doing that before bed, that's pretty intense. Oh, chat, I wanted to share something with you. I bought a thing. So, I don't know if you all know this, but this is called a light bright. And that's right, Chedev, it's a light bright. And I bought this, not because it's sponsored, but because I want to make a new channel point redemption. The channel point redemption is going to be that you can tell me what to put on here, and it will stay on here for a week. So this will be a thing that you can redeem on Mondays, for example, and it will stay up here. And if I stream on Friday, it will still be up there, and for next stream it would stay up there until someone redeems it again. Now this is like a very modern one. I think this is like a rebuild or something. It has 4 modes. So it has the standard mode is just on, which wears out the batteries quite a bit. Then there's like this sort of area blinking one. Then there's the whole blinking one. And then there's this circular blinking one. I'm not sure. And off. And what's interesting about it, chat, is that if it's off, you can't see what's on it. Which is why I would love to have it. I would love to make an electronics stream where I try and build a power adapter for it. And I want it to be powered by mains so that I can hook it up to one of those Philips Hue switches, and then I could trigger it from my stream, like from the stream deck, like on and off, versus having to go over there and turn it on. But I don't know if I'm good at electronics. I have 0 equipment to do that kind of thing. So I might also just take it somewhere where they could change it to do that, or send it to someone who can do that. If anyone knows someone on Twitch who can do that, I would love to send them this light bright so that they could modify it. And there is a second channel point redemption project coming. It requires also a little website for it, which we'll be building live on stream.
but I won't show you that today. One announcement is enough. All the hype that we need, chat. You have it on your TV stand all the time and you change it with the season's holidays. Ah, that's cool. That's nice. Yeah, I could see like putting like a Christmas tree on it or whatever. See, because the redemption itself, and this is a good question to ask you, chat. How much do you think the redemption should cost? The redemption will be... Oh, speaking of redemptions, Jay Walter, how can I do this for you? 1 second. We need a bunny cam. But that's only possible here. Where are they? They're nowhere to be seen. So if it's once a week, one person only, it's got to be a good amount. But here's the thing, Ched Dev. So you won't see it like super often because I'll only stream. You only see it like during 2 streams normally, right? So I don't want it to be too expensive, but the act of putting the pins in the thing in the design that you want, that's pretty time intensive. That's going to take me like a good 15-20 minutes on stream probably, and I would like to have a camera for it so that you can see me putting the, although actually we could use the finger cam for that. You could see me putting the pins in the light bright. I could just position it somewhere else. Can move it around, you know? So that could work. Yeah, we could do something like that. Oops, now I moved the finger cam. No. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So where are the bunnies? They didn't break out. Ched Dev, I know that they didn't break out because there is a blue gate in front of another gate in front of another gate, because there's a little story. There's a little story about this week, which is one of the bunnies actually did manage to squeeze himself through the gate. Jerry is a little bit smaller than the other bunny, Ben, and he managed to squeeze himself through the gate, and I was on a call and I looked over to the right from my room, from my office, and I see him in the hall, and I'm like, he's not supposed to be in the hall. He's supposed to be in his room. And I look on the camera and I see Ben at the gate, but the gate is closed. So I ran after him. He just come out and started exploring. Like nothing bad happened, but we obviously need a better solution. So I ordered a gate that's actually closed off. It doesn't have any bars. That was the end result of that story. I hope you all enjoyed that. So yeah, I don't know where they are right now. They're probably in their toilet. We've moved the toilet because they were peeing on the carpet. Shh. They were peeing on the carpet, and they typically do that when they want the toilet to be in a different location. Look, I can move the camera, and then we'll see if we see them. Oh, I see a bunny loaf, and I see another bunny in the toilet eating hay. Oh, look at that. Look at how cute. See, Jay Walter, it's not a bunny scam. It's not a bunny scam. So that's Jerry, the brown and white one. That's Jerry chilling on the floor, and that's Ben in the toilet at the moment. So yeah. So we have a lot of juicy news articles this week, and friends, the first one, you remember who remembers a few weeks ago when we were talking about deepfakes, and I said, hey, Twitch streamers are like the most susceptible because we always have the same background, we have tons of video material of us available. Someone could literally easily train a deepfake of me or another Twitch streamer, right? It would be super easy. And you know what? Someone did. Someone tricked the mayor of Berlin into a Zoom call that was a deepfake. Now, you're all gonna say you could easily spot a deepfake from like miles away. Sorry, kilometers away for us living in Europe. You're all gonna say, oh, super easy. I could tell a deepfake from another, like from the real thing, no problem, okay? It was a man pretending to be the mayor of Kiev from the Ukraine. And it took them, okay? There were no reference points that the video conference was not being conducted with the real person. It was a real person. However, it was a deepfake. And I just want to say this sentence is what makes it absolutely terrifying. Can you all read this? According to Giphy's spokesperson, that's the mayor of Berlin, the first 15 minutes of the conversation between the Berlin mayor and the imposter were completely unremarkable. Can you imagine the amount of damage that you could do in 15 minutes of conversation with a deepfake? You could pretend to be anyone for 15 minutes. It could be your CEO calling you, like writing you an email saying, can we jump on a short call? I need to ask you a question. Sends you a call link. You jump on the call. It's a deepfake of your CEO asking you to forfeit your salary for next month because times are tough and you should pay your salary into this following account from the company or something. And you do that enough times, maybe you get a hit, right? Maybe you get it to work. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, chat. But I'm saying that 15 minutes is a long time that you could do damage. Like really, I think you could do a lot of damage. So the conversation was completely unremarkable in the first 15 minutes. And then it started to go a bit odd. So they started to get very weird. Like the fake Klitschko started to ask weird questions. There was a request that we might take actions through the authorities to support young men going back to Ukraine to fight. He asked if we could support Kiev in an advisory capacity to host some kind of Christopher Street Day, which is basically like a gay pride thing. The connection was then terminated or broken off. So they didn't end the call formally. Okay, that's very important. Now, what's funny is they don't know who was behind it at the time, basically. They didn't know until 15 minutes into the call that it was a deepfake. And then the connection got terminated shortly after they realized that they were talking to someone who actually wasn't the mayor of Kiev. But they didn't know who it was until several days later, this news article came out. Apparently, a Russian comedian duo confessed to having done this. Now, I don't really know if this has been corroborated yet, whether it's really, really, really true. But apparently these two comedians from Russia are trying to target critics of Russia, which I don't really totally understand the logic of that, and I'm not going to go into the politics stuff. I'm just talking about the technology, about deepfakes, about how using machine learning to learn about video material, it's ethically questionable for whatever you use it for. I don't think that it makes sense in any context yet to do something that's a deepfake. I haven't seen a case that makes it relevant. I don't know if you've heard of a case that makes a deepfake legitimate, but I haven't found a single use case for a deepfake that would actually make sense. Even the whole thing with Paul Walker, Fast and the Furious, where they recreated him in CGI or something, it's not a fake. it's the real thing. They did it for a purpose, so you can't call it a deepfake, right? Anyway, so apparently they confessed to the fake phone calls. So they had done not only Berlin, but Vienna and Madrid as well. That they had managed to get calls with all of the mayors of these cities, which is a feat in itself. Exactly, Steffi. So Vienna, Madrid, maybe there were others too. That's a feat in itself to get that many meetings. I mean, even if you're Klitschko, it's still pretty impressive. And so, yeah, Berlin Mayor Francis, they confessed to the phone calls, and they did not reveal to ARD how they were able to make contact with European politicians.
Tofrog is raiding with a party of 15.
Frog!
Oh, my camera just died. What just happened? Wow, something actually just broke. Wow, something just actually broke. 1 second, chat. That doesn't happen. What just happened? Okay. It's not broken. Hey, it's not broken anymore. Welcome in,
Tofrog. Welcome in, Tofrog. So nice to see you. I know I have a shout out for you.
Expand this to get it to do what you want it to do.
Ooh, OBS tutorials.
Does that make sense? It's like if I crop this, it's not gonna go away. So you have to expand it out.
Just adjusting the camera again, chat.
Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out. I'm sorry I didn't explain that earlier. So like if I wanted to use this emote background, I can totally use that. And then on starting...
Oh, somebody cut your clip. Sociable Steve, welcome in. Somebody cut your clip a bit crudely there, Tofrog. Welcome in. How was your chat with Luce? Unfortunately, I was not able to listen to everything. But from what I caught, it sounded very cool. Sounded very good. Sociable Steve and Luce and Tofrog, they are all members of the Claw stream team. And I gotta say, I really enjoy being part of the team. I'll be honest with you. I really enjoy being part of the team because it's so nice to have this community built around this really positive exchange and knowledge sharing. It's really a nice thing. So I hope you had a great stream.
What do you mean, please don't steal colors from external websites?
Again!
This is a color palette website.
Color thief!
I'm
Color
sorry.
thief! Panther, you're a color thief.
Are you okay? Excuse me.
Ah, Panther. Panther. Now that you're moved, when can we expect you to be back to streaming again? You color thief. You'll be back stealing all the colors. That's what your return title for streaming has to be. I'm back stealing all the colors. So for all of you who joined from Tofrog's stream and are still here, because some of you probably left by now, that's also fine. For those of you here, my name is Maddie, or Maddie Two Shoes. I am a data analytics streamer. I basically try to talk about data and program also data related things on my stream. I'm working on a very large Twitch project called Just in Numbers, !Jin with a J, if you'd like to look more into that. And Friday's format is about the Data Cafe, where we talk about news stories that are related to data and tech. Thank you for the follow, Sneaky Sloth. That wasn't so sneaky, actually, now because I said that you followed. It's actually not that sneaky, I'm sorry. And I have a fair amount of stream shenanigans through channel points and things that you can do to make things entertaining. I tried to keep things fresh. So yeah, end of July is Panther's next stream. Don't I read Discord? No, I don't. I don't really read. You're going to the land of freedom next week, and then you're on PTO. You might find time for a bonus stream. Ooh. I turned on my PC yesterday when setting up the new studio, and my top left overlay thing was still stealing colors, and it made me laugh. Very nice. Very, very nice. Jay Walter was last streaming Is It Broken? There are no clips. Wow. That's very good hygiene, Jay Walter. So, where did we get to? Where did we get to? So, two comedians are responsible, apparently, for deepfake Klitschko video calls. Klitschko being the mayor of Kiev, they apparently had fake calls with mayors of Vienna, Madrid, and Berlin, which is crazy. I can't believe that they were able to do that. However, it could be, it's not, we don't know if it's true. We just have to assume that them claiming that they did it is enough. But yeah, so I don't know. It could be that they weren't deepfakes, that they were just old manipulated videos as well, but I don't know how you would do that. If you're having a conversation, you'd have to respond to what the other person said, so I don't know how you could do that. Hi Luz, welcome in. I hope you had a nice chat with Chris, because I wasn't able to catch everything, but from the sound of it was cool. So anyway, on Thursday they want to publish a summary of the calls on a Russian video platform. I'll be very honest with you, I didn't look for this summary. So if someone wants to go find it and link it, that's fine. But anyway, apparently, and this is the big part about what a deepfake is, like I said before, I don't know if there is a legitimate use case for deepfake technology, and so therefore the mayor of Berlin comparing these methods to warfare is maybe a bit of a stretch, but it's certainly nefarious. Even if their intentions were like to raise discussion about the issue or something, I still think it's very, very dubious to use deepfake technology. I'm glad you had a great time, Luce. I'm glad you had a great time. So that is very interesting. You will catch all of these links and a quick one-liner digest about what they're about. You can catch them on Patreon. I publish a stream recap a day or two after the stream, where you can find all the links to these various news articles, so you don't need to worry about that. Has Ben caught a snake? A cardboard snake, yes. Ben seems to have caught a cardboard snake. That is correct. I don't know where Jerry ran off to. Jerry ran off somewhere. Probably, oh, wait, is that... No, that's not him. He likes to also chill in the tent. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Deepfake Edition. You can buy additional cosmetics for that, Steffi, for sure. So that's the deepfake story. Next up is, honestly, it's a bit mind-boggling for me. And the news that came out of Japan today, I don't know if you've read, but the former prime minister of Japan was assassinated today, was killed, which was really shocking, actually. But this news article is about a Japanese man who lost a USB stick, which in itself is completely unremarkable. How many of you have lost a USB stick? Like, honestly, everyone here has probably lost a USB stick at some point. But what's really remarkable is that the USB stick had data about 460,000 people on it. And this isn't just any random CSV file downloaded from the internet. This was personal details of 500,000 people because he works at the city. And basically he works for a company, which is commissioned by the city, that provides benefits to tax-exempt households. So he had transferred the personal information of the entire city's residents onto the drive on Tuesday evening before meeting colleagues for a night on the town. Was it encrypted? Wouldn't you like to know? The lucky thing is that the data on the drive is encrypted and locked with a password. The problem is a USB stick is literally now in the wild, and if someone has it, they can spend as much, sorry, I bumped the microphone. They can spend as much time as they want trying to break that encryption. And depending what encryption it is, we know that with a long enough time, they could probably try and get the stuff off there. That being said, is it interesting enough? I don't know. 460,000 people's personal details. It's probably stuff like address, family demographics, income stuff. Like, I don't think there's other stuff in there like health. There might be health stuff in there. I don't know. Names, birthdays, addresses of all the city residents, tax details, bank account numbers, and information on families receiving Social Security. So I don't know if there's like health on there or something, but yeah. Oh, I need to check that the stream bingo link is actually working. Oh yeah, it does work. Okay. By the way, if you're curious in playing stream bingo, you can always use the ! board to get the link to the stream bingo of the day. It's a randomly generated board, and you can, as the stream goes on, try to play bingo to see if anything has happened. You can click it, and yeah, it's basically it's a chance game. It's a game of luck. If those things happen, then you can play. And if you get bingo, you can use the ! bingo command to declare bingo, and you win a prize. The prize can be a lot of different things. There's no real rule. Sneaky, probably data that was already leaked from Cambridge Analytica. I don't know. I mean, Japan is pretty special when it comes to like... Japan's quite special when it comes to personal data and stuff. So no more scamming Jay Walter with the bunny cam. Yeah, I mean, Japan is pretty special when it comes to personal data and stuff. I don't think it's very easy to work with that data. It's probably all also in Japanese, to be fair, because they don't use English there that much. I spent 4 years in Japan. that's my source. However, I just want to say, like, this was a terrible decision on his part. Like, if you're gonna take a USB stick, then at least put it in a briefcase or something where you're not gonna lose it. But I imagine the guy putting the memory stick in his bag, so it's just like loosely somewhere in a bag, and then he gets absolutely plastered several hours drinking in a local restaurant before eventually passing out on the street. So he was definitely plastered, which unfortunately is not uncommon in Japan. I'll have you know that salaryman drinking is really something it's bad. It's really bad. How much Japanese did you learn in 4 years? 少しだけ。日本語喋れます。んで、難しいね。That's how much. That's how much. So yeah, not a great look. Not a great look, chat. Not a great look. And of course, the Japanese style of apology is, we deeply regret that we have profoundly harmed the public's trust in the administration of the city. This is a very, very, very standard Japanese style apology of, you know, deep regret and all those kinds of terms. It's very, very common. They don't say how they're going to prevent it next time. This is very contrast to, if you read Western apologies, of like city officials or administrations about what happens, they always talk about methods of protection that this won't happen, or you know, measures that they want to take that this doesn't happen next time. And literally in this case, what are they going to say? We're going to tell our workers to not get plastered anymore? No, we're going to stop people from taking 460,000, or how many people is it? 460,000 people's personal details onto a USB stick. The translation of what I said before, Jay Walter, was I speak a little bit. I do speak Japanese, but it is very difficult. Yeah. Anyway, so that's about a man losing a USB stick. I think now is a good time to take a 2-minute break. I need to stretch. I've been sitting too long. I will see all of you in a minute or two. I'm just going to refill my water, and we're going to run a 30-second ad during the break so you don't miss any of the news. And we'll be back, and that's what I think I said. It's true. See you. Hi chat. Did anyone get an ad? I'm curious. I got myself some gummies too. If you got an ad, I'm curious what ad you got. Because oh, Sneaky got an ad about Norton LifeLock. Norton LifeLock. Oh, it's like a cyber thing. You got one, but you don't remember the ad. Rascal, must have been a great ad then. Also, welcome to the stream. I saw you earlier. I don't think I said hello. Ah, Chad Dev, you prime subbed last time. It's changed your life. See, the thing is, I had this discussion with another streamer who streams game dev about running ads, and they said that they don't run ads. And I said it's not possible to not run ads. You can't turn off ads completely. And they said, yes, you can turn them off. And I said, how do you turn off ads? And then they showed the screenshot in their thing saying they have the thing off. The marker set to off. So what happens is you get pre-rolls. There's like a toggle that you can do. And the problem is that I don't want people to get pre-roll ads. And the streamer was saying, well,
you know, I don't want people to get ads during the stream because it interrupts the flow of what's happening. And I said, that's why I run ads in the breaks that I do. And honestly, you need to get up once an hour, just very quickly. And that's what I do, is I get up quickly for a minute or two and I run the 30-second ad, and I have it set to 30-second ad density per hour. 30 seconds for 60 minutes of content. And so you don't lose out. You don't lose out. I think it's a great idea to run it while you're away in case a raid comes in too. And that's the other thing, Ched, you're right. People who come in from a raid, they also don't get pre-rolls. They also don't get pre-rolls. Steffi got an ad for Allianz insurance. Okay, I'm not Googling that. I will get retargeting. Arshad24, hi sir, could you suggest some best big data quality tools? First of all, thank you for calling me sir, but you do not need to address me as sir. Arshad, what kind of where do I start with this? I can't really make a tool recommendation if I don't know the requirements. And second, I wouldn't even want to recommend you a tool because I feel like it would be good for you to explore the different use cases and then decide which tool. Or are you looking at big data quality tools to explore on your own to learn about data? So if you can tell me a little bit more about your question, I'm happy to maybe help you out. Good meme. Good meme, Steffi. So, let's get back to the news. Japanese man loses USB stick. Who here is a gamer? Who plays games? Everyone in chat who likes to play games, tell me what game you like to play. Recently, what games have you been playing? I myself, I play games. I've been playing Outriders recently. I jumped back into Division 2 recently as well on PlayStation. I also occasionally play games on Mac, like you know, stuff like Mini Motorways and just like very classic chill games. Not classic, but like chill games. You gotta watch The Mask again, Ched, because of the horn. A good addition to the horn would be the John Cena meme. No, I said I do not want to put John Cena on my stream. I don't want to do it. It's just, it's too offensive. I can't do it. I can't do it. Hey, Exegete. Nice to see you. Again. So soon. Ched says, I play some games, mostly Rocket League or older Nintendo games. Sorry, just getting a text message. 1 second. Oh, the sour gummies are burning my mouth. Sour bunnies. Ooh, sour gummies. Oh.
Michael? What are the odds?
Ah, Michael Jordan background. Is that a Michael Jordan background? I think it just took Jordan. Weirdly enough. I think these gummies might have been expired or something. What the heck? How is this even possible? They're these, by the way. Excuse me. 1 second. Like these sour glowworms. But like, how are they? Ah, how are they so aggressive? That's weird. Oh my gosh. Gummies can't expire, they're just glue and sugar. Yeah, that's true. This is also true. I almost entirely play older games currently. Recently been playing through Portal games again. Oh, again with the face cam? What is it with this thing? I tell you, Canon did something. 1 second, chat. I tell you, Canon did something with a driver or something. I don't know. Something updated, something changed. Causing problemas. Also, wrong thing. 1 second. Let's try something.
Garbage.
Does your face cam need a cooling fan?
What's that smell? Failure.
Possibly. Ooh, I should leave. There's a lot of memes.
I think I am getting a text message. Bloop. Ah, there it is.
I'm back again.
And Secretary Cardona and Mayor Bowser and Chancellor Fairbanks.
Dyson. A Dyson
Thank you for joining us
for my
as well.
camera, please.
And for families across the country.
I'm actually debating about changing my camera because the sensor is broken. I can actually show you. I can actually show you how it's broken. 1 second, chat. Let me show you how broken it is. If you go to my channel and you go to videos and you go to it's not that one. It's a clip somewhere. It's a clip. 1 second. How do I get to my clips? View all clips. I don't know where it is actually. Top 30 days? And there was absolute uproar. No, who had created the clips. Again? Oh no! Not again! Oh no! No! It's happening again!
Wouldn't it be funny if
Oh wow! Oh, this is like 6 levels deep. At the same time. No! Of course. Now it's 7 levels. No! This is so meta. Exegete, why? Why? I don't understand this. No! This is... No, it's not. So if you look carefully at this video, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a red dot. There are 3 red dots in the top left frame. In the left part of the frame on this clip. You asked where to find your clips. I found you one. You did indeed, Exegete. And basically there are these pixels here, they're red. They're blatantly red. And the reason why they are red is because the sensor has dead pixels on it. And the reason the sensor has dead pixels on it is because the camera's 10 years old and has a ton of exposures on it. A ton of, right, how many times the shutter has been moved. And repairing the sensor is unfortunately quite costly. So wow, that's something. So yeah, repairing the sensor is quite costly. So in order to do astrophotography and everything properly, I'm gonna have to invest in a new camera. The problem is that I just simply don't have the money. I just simply don't have the money right now to buy a new camera. I'm a startup founder who's on a measly monthly salary, and I just don't have the money to buy a new camera. So yeah, I don't really have a solution. So I will continue to use this camera as a webcam, and I borrowed a friend of mine's for astrophotography, and that's totally fine and that works.
But long term, I'm gonna have to invest in a new camera again. It's just, it's inevitable. This as a webcam is fine. It just doesn't have a clean HDMI out. So it's a USB connection with this webcam software from Canon, and it's a bit buggy. So yeah. Anyway, for that money, you can almost get a new camera. Yeah, the repair for the sensor was gonna be $300-400 probably. And it's not guaranteed to solve the problem either. Like they swap out the sensor, but then the same thing can happen again because everything is old in the camera. So anyway, and yes, astrophotography will be the third person I know to get into that. I've been doing astro for how long now? Probably a good 6 years, 5-6 years. I mean, I dabble in like all different types of photography. I actually have a profile on IM. I don't know if you know the platform. If you want the link, I can send it to you. Where I have a couple pictures. Or I can just show you all if you want. Should be something like this. Yeah. So these are just some pictures. They're quite old already. I haven't updated in a long time. But there's a couple of Astro ones in here. I mean, Astro, there's a couple of Blood Moon stuff. A lot of macro stuff. Yeah, I mean, I sort of just tried all kinds of stuff out. Just to kind of see some food stuff. nothing crazy. Do you also do Astro Exegete? Oh, there's also a moonshot here. Or this firework that looks like where was it? Oh yeah, there's also animals, zoo stuff. This was cool. Nice. Have you gotten into the layering combining software? So I have a particular affinity. I know it's a pun because there's also Affinity, the software. I have a particular affinity for not using editing software. So the only thing that I do is adjust exposure, like post exposure or lighting, by shifting the spectrum. I don't edit the photo because I just don't believe in doing it. It's that simple. Photography is one of those things I want to get into, but I can't spend that much for something I don't have time to do. Yeah. Start with your phone. Start with your phone is my recommendation. Because it's not about the gear, just like streaming, it's not about the gear. It's totally about the person and what you see through the lens versus the quality of the gear. Because some of the greatest photos have been snapped on camera phones or really, really cheap DSLRs and not a Hasselblad, which costs 25 grand. It's just the way it is, you know? So anyway, back to news. Valorant. I don't know how many of you know about this game. It's a first-person shooter, an FPS. Valorant is going to start listening to your voice chats. Now, if you don't play Valorant, this doesn't bother you. Totally fine. However, this is kind of it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting for a couple different reasons. Riot Games, so they're the who produced Valorant, will begin background evaluation of recorded in-game voice communications. So if you're using party chat on PlayStation, they won't have access to that. If you're using Xbox Live's party system, they won't have access to that. If you're doing over Discord, they won't have access to that. It's only if you're using in-game voice chat of the game, which today most games offer that in some shape or form. At least multiplayer games do that. And they will only start doing this as of next week, July 13th, in North America, and only in English. I don't know how they know.
I assume if the person has the game installed in English, but I guess they also detect the language. You had a buddy into large format photography. It's very cool. Yeah, I don't know anything about large format. I really have no clue about format. The highlight of my photography career so far has been having one of my Northern Lights photos exposed or printed, I guess you could say, in a museum in Germany for a exhibition about the Arctic and Northern Lights and all that stuff. And they saw my photo on the platform and they really liked it, and they asked if they could have it printed in large format. And it was about 3 meters by 4 meters or something. It was pretty big. It was basically the opening to the exhibit, so I was really happy about that. And it came into the book that they published, like a mini booklet about the museum, about the exhibit, and that's pretty much the highlight. And I've also sold one of the photos for $100, which is the largest license that you can get on that platform. It's basically a full commercial license. So someone decided that they want to use that for full commercial purposes, which means like redistribution in theory. So that's also pretty cool. And occasionally someone will buy some of the photos on Getty or something, which is like a couple cents. So it's like passive income as well. Not a lot, obviously, but it's just, you know, a trickle, let's say. Along with Chris, welcome. Very nice to see you. Speaking of voice control privacy, we should probably protect our identity.
Now I am sufficiently protected. So Valorant is going to be recording the collect clear evidence that could verify any violations of behavioral policies. Tell us the real secrets of Matt's photography. I don't know anything about his photography, actually, to be honest with you. I know very little about Matty Two Shoes in general, because I am always a different person every time. Every time we activate GDPR protections, I always generate a new anonymized persona. So actually, in about 2 minutes time, I'm actually going to disappear and I will no longer exist ever again. I am a effectively one-time stream personality, like a token that only exists for that short ethereal point of time. And so you should cherish and savor this moment, because I will no longer be here afterwards. So, Riot Games, they want to use this data to reinforce.
Yeah, that messed things up efficiently. A lot? Maybe? I don't know. It didn't do as much as I wanted it. Didn't do as much as you wanted it to do, actually. I think what you wanted is this one, which completely messes everything up. I need to change the way... I need to tell Matty Two Shoes to change the way that works, because it's not effective.
Something I think it's something that he planned for this weekend. The voice is so bad. The combo, yes. So they want to use the recordings to basically flag poor behavior, which, okay, that's fine, but it's not going to be used for reports. So I don't even know how that's going to work. It's a very short statement. The original statement is actually here. Allow us to record and evaluate or that type of behavior is submitted with the goal of kicking this off in Valorant first. Blah blah blah. Voice evaluation. Share back to players why a particular action resulted in a penalty. Background launch to help train the language model. Voice evaluation will not be used for disruptive behavior reports.
GDPR off.
So I heard that you were entertained while I was away by a ethereal personality. So Matt will be tried for crimes against AI for all of those deaths. Oh, right, because the one-time thing. Yeah, in a way, I am a mass murderer of AI. But is AI sentient? That's the thing. So, okay, they're not going to use this for any disruptive behavior reports. They're just training for the moment. I don't know. Like, for me, I understand the intent behind it, but I think it's just much more simple. I just think it's a lot more simple. You have a team in place. You have a team that is responsible for handling all of the cases that come in with reports. When someone files a report, it takes the last X seconds of game audio automatically. So the game audio being recorded, I think, is a good thing, because then people know it's being recorded. PlayStation started doing the same last year, I believe. I think that when a report happens, it just takes the last 30 seconds of audio, and when someone receives someone from the moderation team of the game or the publisher reviews the report and listens to the voice recording, and a human makes the judgment. I think it's so presumptuous to try and claim that everything should be AI. Like, AI has a place everywhere. I just think that with some things that still today are still fundamentally so nuanced, like language and tonality, even if you can detect what someone said, you don't understand the way that people are actually saying something. That's only something that really humans can still do. And I just think wanting to insert AI everywhere is just a typical corporate thing, really. It's such a corporate thing to just try and shove AI everywhere in every possible hole, and I think it's a bit much. And so in this situation, I think that Riot Games is, I don't know, they're trying to do something that I don't think has a place. I don't think it's not a problem to be solved with AI. You know? Are any of us sentient, or are we just sophisticated Sims? Ooh, getting into the whole sandbox theory there, Chris. It's very, very, very interesting. I would love to have like a philosophy stream chat one time. Maybe we could talk about stuff like that. Yeah, just a little bit of AI murder. No big deal. I don't understand how they can do it, though, because there are different wiretap laws as per US state. See, this isn't, for me, this isn't wiretapping. You basically consent to their terms of service. Like any service that you use, Chris, as soon as you consent to the terms of service, you consent to whatever it says in there. And that's the standard procedure for American companies. Is we're going to collect your data. We don't know what we're going to do with it right now, but we're definitely going to collect it and see if we can do something with it later. Versus other continents like Europe that have adopted much more stricter privacy regulation, where adapting your terms of service isn't sufficient. You need to go and actually get consent. However, in this situation, they might be able to get away with not asking for consent, even under something like GDPR, which doesn't apply here, but even under those models, they might be able to get away with it because it's the part of the functioning of the service. It's like when a bank does background checks on you to ensure that you're not money laundering. They're allowed to pass your personal data to third parties for processing because it ensures the security of their service. That's just the way that it works. I have read the terms of service and accept them is the biggest lie on the internet.
Yeah, Steffi, you're not wrong about that one. America, where the laws are made up and the points don't matter. I don't know if I would go that far, but it is pretty extreme sometimes. Yeah. So my opinion on this is clear. I think they're just trying to insert AI into whatever. So if you're a gamer, be aware of that. Cryptocurrency. I love crypto stories because we typically don't see any positive crypto stories. But I've also been very reluctant until now to share any kind of crypto stories because they have nothing really, there's nothing to do with data analytics in them, you know? I didn't see like, you know, I didn't see any link to the Data Cafe where we talk about data analytics related topics. However, this came up in my feed and this 100% triggered me because it had geotracking in it. Have you seen our recent headlines? Made the F up. Yeah, I know. But we stay away from politics, religion, and that kind of stuff on the stream because it's just not a good place, in my opinion. Not a good place to discuss these things. I know there are other streamers that talk about politics and stuff. I just don't think Twitch is a good platform for doing that. I think it's good that people raise awareness of those topics, but it's not something for me to discuss. I certainly don't have the background to talk about those things anyway. I would just be telling you my opinions, and then I'm not that type of person. I'm not the type of person to just talk about my opinions for 3 hours. Sorry, it's just not me. It's not me, chat. So crypto. What has been the negative headline around crypto? Oh, it's totally fine to mention it, XG, no problem. You know, being upset and saying how you feel is accepted here and welcomed. It's a safe space for people to talk about how they're feeling. If things make them angry, then they can talk about how things make them angry. Absolutely. And you can definitely speak out about things that you feel are unjust. And certainly some of the things that have been happening recently in the world are unjust and not fair. What's your opinion of Python? My opinion of that noob, because you asked, is that noob is a fantastic, amazing individual. Noob.
And then I can null it as a default.
6996. The best drop ever.
There you go. And then we have other issues because we can't pass them. Yes.
Nice. Nice.
But this code completion doesn't help me as well. And nice landing. Look at that noise. Double-sided noise.
Double-sided noise.
Nice.
Noob, thank you. Thank you,
That's
noob.
how it's done.
17 months?
Nice.
17. What was I doing when I was 17? I was in Japan. Getting up to no good. That was definitely what I was doing. That's 17 months is incredible. I just can't believe how long I've been streaming for. It's like 1.5 years now. Wow. Thanks for the shout out, Rogmat. I think there's a cooldown on it though. When I was 17, I was graduating high school and working 40-hour weeks. How does that work at the same time, Exegete? How do you work 40-hour weeks and also...
Who's that Pokemon?
Squirtle! Getting up to no good, like you started
Another
the song with Prince Bel-Air.
for insisting on Intel Inside.
Intel Inside, indeed. Getting up to no good, making trouble in my neighborhood. When I was in Japan, my parents got scared and they said, If you come home at 2 a.m. again, we're gonna mess up your hair. Yeah, I was outside a lot. I was outside a lot, trust me. I was outside a lot. So, 20 hours on weekends, 4 hours, 5 work days per... Oh, wow, okay. Jesus. Sounds intense, Exegete. Welcome to the stream, noob. So good to see you. So good to see you. We were just about to get into crypto news. Normally, I don't talk about crypto news. It's all negative, but it has nothing to do with data. But fortunately, something came up that has a lot to do with data. Everyone is talking about how crypto and decentralized web, blockchain, is all great because it is anonymous. It's anonymized, right? And it's a great way to provide transparency. The problem is that it's not completely decentralized because there are centralized services providing access to wallets and things like that. And yes, along with Chris, it would only be intense if he worked as a carny. Badum-tus. I don't even have a badum-tus. You know what? I'm going to use this. I'm going to use that one. So this is what's nuts, is that Coinbase is one of the very, very large exchanges. They are the largest in the US. They are selling Immigrations and Customs Enforcement a suite of features used to track and identify cryptocurrency users. So please tell me again how the decentralized web, blockchain, Web3, etc. is not anything the same as a bank tracking your payment movement, because it is the same thing. When a exchange sells that data to the government, it's the same thing. And this is what's crazy is the price. I don't understand why they would sell a license to them for $29,000. That's too cheap. There should be 2 zeros on there. That's a central exchange that is one place, and that news sucks, but there are also decentralized exchanges. Okay, that's good to know that there are also decentralized exchanges, but this is the largest exchange and it is centralized. Okay, so they sold them a license, and then there was a software purchase that was something like 1.3 million. But everything is unclear until they got this document, which shows exactly what they have access to. Now, Coinbase has apparently a thing called Tracer, which if you're using a software and you call it Tracer, you're already inviting yourself to scrutiny. Exactly, bruh. It's not the blockchain's fault, bruh. It's the exchange. So we're like a decade away from decentralization, noob. Exactly. So Coinbase Tracer allows clients, both government and private, to trace transactions through the blockchain, a distributed ledger of transactions integral to cryptocurrency. Blockchain ledgers are typically public. Totally fine. That's what everyone's been saying. The enormous volume of data can make following the money from spender to recipient beyond difficult, if not impossible, without software. So making software that just accesses public data is no big deal. People make tweet bots all the time. People make Twitter stuff all the time that just takes all the tweets that have been done on a particular topic and pulls them down. There's no problem with that. You know what? No one's ever done that before, right? Of course they have. But the problem is
when the company sells that piece of software for use across the board, you're increasing the chance that someone is going to find stuff because they're looking for it and they have the tools at their disposal. And yes, anonymous and decentralized is cash. Until now, there hasn't been another solution. So basically, it can track transactions made through nearly a dozen different digital currencies. So Bitcoin, Ether, Tether, whatever ones. Multi-hop and link analysis for incoming and outgoing funds. I almost read it as raids. Multi-hop link analysis for incoming and outgoing raids sounds like something I should put on my Justin Numbers site. So that in itself, we could probably get away with being okay with. However, this is the problem. The contract also gives them access to something called historical geotracking data, but nobody knows what it is. And that's particularly problematic. And when they asked them for all that stuff, they basically said nothing. So if you have ever had a transaction over Coinbase, there's a strong likelihood that your data is in this data set. Anyway, so yeah, the tool that they developed, Tracer, is quite interesting because in 2019, Coinbase bought a company called Neutrino, which is a blockchain analysis firm, which is how Tracer was built, right? Let me tell you about the 3 people who founded Neutrino. It was founded by 3 employees of a company called Hacking Team. And I don't know about you, but if you call your company Hacking Team, there's a certain kind of message that you're sending there, right? Okay. They were an Italian company that was caught selling spyware to governments like Ethiopia, Saudi Arabia, and Sudan. So let's recap this. 3 people, 3 employees of a company called Hacking Team, sorry, former employees, okay, that did some really shady stuff with spyware and governments, okay? They have a company called Neutrino, which was bought by Coinbase, and that company's sole purpose was to develop a product called the Tracer, Coinbase Tracer. I mean, yeah. I don't know about you, but that just screams, shadiness. And there, of course, there was like outrage, and so Coinbase said that they're going to transition out the staffers. But of course, what does that even mean, right? They could still work off the books or something. Shut up and take my money. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, this is shady stuff. I'm sorry. Like, crypto's already tanking at the moment. There's a ton of problems. There's only negative news generally that comes out surrounding crypto at the moment, and this is just another thing to underline that creating a new system of payment isn't an overnight thing. And I know that crypto has been around for a long time. I know that it's not new. Bitcoin is old by web standards. But yeah, it's just another thing to show that birthing a new system of payment for the world overnight is just not that simple. At least they weren't trying to hide their naked money grab. True, Exegete. I guess
hey,
you
Matty,
can
did you know you
respect them for
can't
that.
take legal action against anyone else when you slip and fall on your own driveway?
Oh no, Alan. I don't know what to expect now from this one. Is that true? Is that really true?
Yeah, that's your own ass fault.
No. No. Just no. Why? Why do you do this to me?
Wow.
Why do you do this to me?
Wow, that really blew my mind. Like, I have goosebumps.
Stop it. Get some help.
To be fair, Alan. Also, welcome to the stream. To be fair, Alan, you have to own the driveway. So your own driveway, like.
Who's that Pokemon?
Oh, it was Psyduck this time. You'd have to own the driveway, because if I slipped and fell on the driveway.
Garbage.
If I slipped and fell on my driveway. Actually, no, you're right. I don't think I could take legal action against anyone. But you also can't do that here. You also can't take legal action here if you slip and fall. Like, it's just not a thing. So anyway, crypto. Done. Who likes ads? Tell me, chat. Tell me, someone in chat, write me if you like ads. I'm assuming that nobody is going to write in chat because nobody likes ads. I have great news for those of you who
Ads are what keep me alive. I like them.
Yes, Karen. What are ads? I have great news for those of you who are A, in the US, and B, on Android. You're about to get a new type of ad. Just when we thought that advertisement had reached the final frontier, I saw a report that says that you see between 6,000 to 8,000 ads per day, or 600 to 800. Now I can't remember if it's one or the other. It was a lot. It was a lot. But yeah, I thought all the formats had been explored, but of course, ad companies. What can I tell you, chat? Listen to this, and I hope you're wearing your brown pants, because this is not this is not gonna be easy. Ooh, Rugmat, shall we play an ad? Maybe we should. It would make sense, wouldn't it? Let's do it. If you're a streamer, then you know how difficult it can be when you're sitting in front and you're just crying because you have no idea how to look at the different types of data about your stream. Most Twitch streamers will just sit there during the stream talking to their audience, but none of them really understand their analytics. And that's where the best solution on the planet comes in. Just in Numbers is here to solve
all of your analytics woes. And basically, Just in Numbers is the solution for you as a streamer to have access to real-time analytics about your stream. If you want to know more about what people are doing on your stream, how they interact with your stream, and most importantly, if your forehead looks good on camera,
then you should go to justinnumbers.com today. Oh my gosh, Psyduck again. Definitely nailed it that time, Steffi. What did you think of the ad read, chat? Especially Rugmat. What did you think of the ad read this time? Oh wow, Rockman, that could be a good drop actually. Doesn't look too bad. So it's okay. I changed the angle of the camera so that you couldn't see my mouth moving. Every bit helps. So I hope you're wearing your brown pants, Android US users, because, or US Android users, because if you thought that you have seen every ad format and that you have an ad blocker, etc., this is going to blow your mind. Because it's going to be a place where you can't block it. I just want to read this title for you. US carriers want to bring screen zero lock screen ads to smartphones. And the byline is, ad tech company Glance promises users will consume what is shown to them. I mean, how bad does this sound? This is the epitome of, oh my god, I do not want to live in 2022 anymore. This is so horrible, so horrifying to me, so invasive. So, Glance has been around since 2019. That's what's interesting. So they're taking a bite at Apple here by saying, oh, did Apple say they reimagined the lock screen? We did that back in 2019. Also, that's how I imagined that what the tonality is of this. Oof. Just got back from the vet with Ollie. He's an abscess the size of an orange. Oh no, Finite. Did they manage to drain it then? Did they manage to drain it a bit? And he's feeling better. Would this be to subsidize the cost of the device? Well, here's the thing. Let's dig into this a bit. Ah, that's good, Finite. I'm glad to hear that. Welcome in, Finite, also. Very good to see you. Who had created the clips? No.
So, I don't know if we can go deep enough.
Oh no.
Wouldn't it be funny?
Oh wow, look.
Oh no!
Played the same meme at the same time.
No! We can't get away!
See if TD has been doing any...
I mean...
So meta.
Oh my god.
What's happening right now?
I don't know, Maddie.
No!
What is happening?
We can go deeper, Finite. We've just done it.
We've gone too deep.
No! We can go further.
I don't know.
It's not enough. It's not enough. Finite, we actually got to like 2 levels deeper now. There's a clip from today where I was explaining what just happened. Where it's like 7 levels deep now because it keeps it getting triggered. This is so absurd now. I wonder if you could unlock your iPhone if you have a Pi hole. Ooh, that's an interesting question. For those of you who don't know what a Pi hole is, it is a Raspberry Pi that is running on your network. It's Raspberry Pi. Maybe we should explain Raspberry Pi as well. Raspberry Pi is a very small computer. It's a small format computer. And basically, you can run a piece of software on it on your network that eliminates ads. It basically redirects all ad requests to a black hole. And therefore you never see any ads. Wow, Rugmat, 91. That is a good score. That is a good deck. Forking the depth. This is a PR. Thank you everyone for the clips. I appreciate it very much. So let's dig into this a little bit more about how this is actually going to work. Amazon's been doing the same thing on Kindles for years. Yes, but that's an Amazon device. This is very different, okay? You buy an Android smartphone.
when you buy an Android smartphone, often the carrier will put a lot of crapware on the phone that you can't deinstall. So companies like Facebook, etc., they pay for a spot in some of those ads with like pixels and all kinds of shady stuff. Now, that's already very invasive. But the worst possible crapware to come preloaded on the phone would be a lock screen ad. If Glance was pre-installed on the phone from the carrier, this isn't Samsung, this isn't Google or LG or another phone manufacturer that makes an Android phone deciding to install their own bloatware. It's a carrier deciding to put bloatware on the phone. Yet another reason to not buy your phone from a carrier. That's correct, Steffi. But basically, Glance is a subsidiary of an Indian ad tech company called InMobi. And basically, they want to launch the lock screen platform on Android smartphones in the US within 2 months. So quite soon. And I will add that it already exists in India. This isn't a new product. The product already exists. As a pre-installed app, Glance can collect lots of data. Demographics. Look at this stuff. Demographics, interest, language, location, handset, and many more custom filters. It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Let's see what the bunnies are up to. I hear sounds. Ah, they're chewing on the cardboard thing we got them. I hear sounds of breaking things. They're playing with it together. That's funny. Those are our two bunnies, Ben and Jerry, in case you weren't aware. Seems that they're having fun. So, I think the next data cafe also needs good news in it. Too much sad news. Don't worry, there's good news in here. There's good news in here. First of all, Rotterdam will not dismantle the bridge for Bezos' super yacht. I will come back to it in a second. There's also another piece of good news. You probably already saw it in my tab bar. But yeah, this is just a huge ad vector thing, right? Basically, friction-free campaign on screen 0, the first screen that users see when they turn on their phone or whenever they look at their phone for that matter. It's hard to identify what's paid content and what isn't, which is even worse because in most countries it is required to show when something has been paid for as paid content and clearly marking it as advertised content. For example, on Twitch, if you have a sponsored stream or you run an ad on your stream for something as part of your content, you have to say that it's sponsored. Location, interests, monetary stance, and porn history.
Garbage.
Along with Chris, good news everyone, Maddie has shared all your data for his profit. I haven't shared anyone's data. I keep it all for myself. It might all be paid content. The advertiser page shows a range of success stories, like a cryptocurrency quiz game, which sounds terrifying, promoted by a crypto act that educated users on crypto and boosted sales. Question number 1 in Glance's demo video is, which of these assets gave more returns in 2020, Bitcoin or gold? Bitcoin's down 65%, by the way, since that video. So Glance is basically saying that they can do a crazy amount of targeting based on lock screen ads. And I think the collective answer to this is no. Basically, that's the easiest and shortest answer that anyone could possibly say to this is just no. No. Very simply, no. What I want to see on my lock screen are notifications from the things that I've said I want notifications for, and a
option to unlock my phone. That is literally the two things that I want on my lock screen, and I think 99.9% of users would agree with me on this one, to be honest. Yes, if you're interested in Pi-hole, good link, Exegete. Thank you for linking. The Raspberry Pi is not required. You can also install it directly on your router. And the collective answer is feck no. Yeah. Or I would say more rudely, Finite, I would say no. Okay? I will go back to a brick flip phone if they start pushing that at us. Well, the way you can avoid it is not buying your phone through a carrier or buying an Apple device, an iPhone. Pi on almost any machine which can run Docker. Also true. So, there are two pieces of good news. So I have left no lovely montage photos of Maddie on your lock screen. Hey, if you want montage photos of me on your lock screen, just tell me. I can provide you with them. If that's really what you want, you know? That's really what you want. I don't know what kind of background this is. Should I don't know. Oh, that's rude. Good thing the browser's covering that. You never buy your phones from a carrier and it is an iPhone. Double okay. Double whammy, Finite. So, two pieces of good news. The first piece of good news is Mercedes is the first car brand to come out with a car that is highly automated, driving at what is known as level 3. Level 1 is basic input, which pretty much every modern car has. You thought all the backgrounds were safe for work. Technically, that was a safe for work background because the finger had the thumb out, but I still wouldn't risk it. Although, to be fair, Twitch needs to act on a report. They don't just act like that. I buy all my phones off Maddie in the back of a box van. Yeah, exactly. Did you like the last one I gave you, by the way, Chris? So, level 3. Level 1 driving is basically lane assist, from my understanding. Level 3 is this a white van background? Are you serious? Yeah, I guess it is. Level 3 means that... Let's see what level 3 means. The driver can temporarily hand over the driving work completely with this level 3 and carry out secondary activities. Ooh, are we trying to get different colored vans now? Background white van, background red van, background free candy. I see where you're going with this, chat. I see what's happening. I see what's happening. Oh, puppy in a cup. Ah, kittens. Oh, no, don't do this. Okay. So basically, you could check emails, you could read the newspaper, eating bread. Why bread? Shouldn't they have said sandwich? Who just eats like a loaf of bread in their car? Would you actually just take out like a loaf of bread and then just like start gnawing at a loaf of... It's very, very weird. Background. So all of this will be allowed in the future as long as you are able to take over the wheel again with a if there's a warning. So this is called highly automated driving, and in Germany, this is the first country in which this can be done. So far, up to level 2, the driver was always responsible and had to monitor the systems. So that's no longer the case. Yeah, Maddie, I like the phone, but the candy was a little off. I don't remember the whole week after. You would humph a nice baguette. Yeah, that's true. But like just a baguette, so many crumbs in the car. Let's not talk about eating in the car. I don't eat in my car. Not gonna eat in the car. So level 2 is partially automated driving. So like longitudinal guidance using adaptive cruise control. I have that in my car. So I have this. Even the small car from Toyota has this as standard. So level 3 is a different quality, and Germany is the first country where this will actually be possible because the legal basis has already been created. This is cool. This is pretty cool. So regulation allows level 3 driving up to 60 kilometers per hour has been enforced since July 18th last year. And now there's a new framework that from next year, it will increase up to 130 kilometers per hour. You can be going 130 kilometers per hour on the highway eating a loaf of bread in Germany. Not driving. That's super cool.
Couple days ago, Chris Hemsworth was seen sparring with Mike Tyson. After Tyson won, he said to Chris, "Man, you're going to be Thor tomorrow."
Nice one, Finite. I'm sure that he said that. So basically, any street that is a highway in Germany, this will be allowed. And basically, Mercedes is the first manufacturer to have this. So this is kind of cool. 130 speed, 130 kilometers per hour. Is that a lot? Is that a little? I don't know what that is. Bad cop. 130 kilometers an hour is decent speed. It is relatively large speed. It is roughly, let me work this out. How much faster is 130 kilometers per hour than walking? Okay, we walk at like 3 kilometers an hour. So oh, Beats. Beats, 5 months, thank you. How many lumens is it though? If I had to guess, I would say it's probably, yes. It's probably 90 million. Thank you, Exegete. 75 miles per hour is highway speed in the US. 80 is what most people do. As Americans, we'll do anything to avoid the metric system. How much faster is it than a giraffe running? Okay, let's do the math. How fast does a giraffe run? Oh, okay. So it's a little bit more than twice as fast as a giraffe. There you go. It is basically the max speed of a cheetah. 130 kilometers an hour. I hope that clarifies it for you. It's quite fast. That's very fast. Very fast. So the news is quite cool. Can you convert that to knots? Absolutely. 130 kilometers per hour in knots. 70 knots. In different speeds. Let's do some fun stuff. Maybe there's like all these different cool conversions. Ah, here we go. Here we go. So that's 3,610 centimeters per second. Feet per hour. Sorry, it's 118 feet per second. Here, 118 feet per hour? No, that can't be. It's also 10.7704 furlongs per minute. Ooh. It is 0.106 Mach. 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 Mach, Mach. Like Mach speed? It's fast. So apparently it's 118 feet per hour. I don't... Same feet per second as feet per hour. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, exactly. That's a bit off. How many quarks per neutron? I don't know, actually. So it's like 0.9 feet per kilometer. This is way too much math. This is too much math for a Friday, chat. So level 3 driving. This is pretty cool. This is how it works. At the push of a button, the driver will be able to legally, this is the most important thing, legally, right? It's illegal to use your smartphone while driving in most countries, certainly in Germany. So you can legally play with your smartphone while you press the button, but you're not allowed to sleep in the back seat because you have to be able to react to a warning. The system has said, the law in place has said 10 seconds. You have to be able to take control in 10 seconds. Would it take you 10 seconds to get from the back seat to the front? And yes, exactly, Finite. I can see no way this can go wrong. No way at all. Absolutely. Zero. Only feed is where you would go to get influencer feed pics. A lot can happen in 10 seconds. We've got garbage. We've got the entire claw representing. That was not a good intro. That was not a good. 10 seconds to tuck and roll out the door. You can crash prod in 1 second. That's good, Beat. That's really good. But does it pass Lighthouse? A clip, and a clap. Thank you for clipping, Jay Walter. It will go into the library of clips, and that shall be reviewed post-stream. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? Does it pass Lighthouse? Probably. We can run Lighthouse on this. Lighthouse. I feel like it should pass Lighthouse.
I never understood why they named the show SpongeBob. Patrick was literally the star of the show.
Nice one, Finite. There's a lot you can do in 10 seconds. They sell pills for that, Maddie. Thank you, Chris. Honestly, I'm super impressed with this. However, the reason that this is so good is because I'm using Brave in speed reader mode. Do you want to see what this looks like in non-speed reader mode? Check this out. Looks like a real article. Looks like a real article. Hey Patrick, hello. So yeah, I prefer speed reader mode, definitely. So this is pretty cool. Basically, first there's an optical warning, then there's an acoustic warning, and after 4 seconds there is a haptic message about a rattling of the seatbelt. If the driver does not react, the risk minimum state is restored, the car stops slowly, the hazard warning lights are switched on, and the e-call emergency system is activated. There you go. Background Patrick star. I don't think you got what you wanted. Nope. You got a Christmas star, Bad Cop. Also, welcome in, Bad Cop. Very nice to see you again. So it's pretty cool. There's like cameras, rain sensors, light sensors, moisture sensor. Really? So it's kind of cool. If the system gets too wet, then it can also return control to the driver and stuff. And there's like LiDAR and all these other cool things. So basically, we're going outside to test drive a Mercedes. Background Patrick, the one from SpongeBob, please. Nope. AMD inside.
Another powerful reason for insisting on.
Why isn't there a professional hide and seek league? Good players are too hard to find.
You know what, Karen? You're right. It's true. It's hard to find good talent these days. You know what's funny, Finite? You know what's funny? I know a joke about hide and seek. Now that I told you it's a joke
I want
about
to
hide
die
and
like
seek.
my grandpa. Quietly, in his sleep. Not screaming like the other passengers.
Oh, Karen, you are so savage. So it's pretty cool. Basically, Germany is pioneering this. Germany is not a small country. They have really, really large motorway network. It makes sense to test it. There is actually a professional hide and seek league, but it's wild. Now I'm really curious. Professional hide and seek. Now I really need to know about this. Are you kidding me? Hide and seek World Championship will take over an Italian ghost town. The annual event takes place in Consono, an abandoned village once considered Italy's Las Vegas. How do you join? They have to find you. Germany is a car nation, the VAR car nation. How do you get discovered in the hide and seek league? That's a great YouTube thumbnail title.
Dodo bob bob goob 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 dodo bob bob goob goob goob.
Hello, Surly Dev, and welcome to the stream. We are currently looking at the hide and seek World Championship in 2017, which, if you have no context to the stream, congratulations. This is kind of cool, though. I kind of want to go take pictures there. It's a ghost town. Blah blah blah.
I've been telling people about the benefits of eating dried grapes. It's all about raising awareness.
The beauty of the event is that adults get to become children again for the weekend. It's a magical thing that happens, and it's amazing to see people play a simple game of hide and seek as adults. Okay. I need to know more. I just need to know more about this. Wait, there's tips about how to be a master at hide and seek. Oh my god, hide better. There's a WikiHow article about if you needed more evidence that it's Friday, here's your evidence. We're talking about a WikiHow article about how to hide better. It's so ridiculous. Number 1, choose good hiding places. Hey, Hellraiser. Search for items with long edges you can hide behind. Clippy, it looks like you're trying to hide from your friends. Have you tried the old abandoned refrigerator? Thank you, Clippy. Priceless. Priceless. Take advantage of long curtains. I love this. What is this? Chat, what is this? Okay, I'm going to be offering a hide and seek masterclass, Jay Walter. That is perfect. I'm going to do a hide and seek masterclass. Are you ready, chat? Okay. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Now you have to find me. Can you find me, chat? Where am I? Where am I, chat? Tell me where I am. Anyone who can find me can take part in my class. 1, 2, 3. You have to count. Oh yeah, that's right. You have to count up to 10 before you try and look for me. Okay. Okay, here we go. Ready? Between your keyboard and chair. No! Steffi found me! No!
He's by the Dyson.
I can't believe you found me. Tuck yourself into a clothes hamper to hide in plain sight. As the seeker is counting, find a laundry basket that you can squeeze or crouch into. Don't worry if there's clothing in the hamper. If anything, this makes your hiding spot more convincing. Dirty clothes. Young Barack? Maybe. Look for shrubbery or tall grass. Wait, I don't think I can see properly. 1 second. Ah, much better.
I've only learned to hide my emotions. They've yet to be found.
Yes, Karen. Absolutely. Shrubbery or tall grass. Search for unlikely spots to hide in a yard like a ditch. Yeah. Who had enough points to pay for that? Oh, Hellraiser! Thank you for playing Epic Sax Guy. That's a classic. That's truly classic. Look for a bunny room with a tent or tunnel. Be right back, digging out a ditch in the yard. For next year's hide and seek game, I will be digging a ditch in my yard. Watch out, there may be Pokemon hiding in the tall grass. That's true. We have to be careful there. There might be Pokemon there. Well, I'm a developer. I know where the idiot is. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Improving your hiding strategies. Okay, let's talk about this. Determine how long the seeker is allowed to count for at the beginning of the round. Ooh, this is very good advice. Pick a hiding place after the seeker looks in a room. When the seeker starts counting, don't pick a hiding place right away. Instead, hover in a faraway corner and wait for the seeker to check a certain room. Since there's a good chance they won't check the room for a while, hide in that spot after the seeker leaves. The Claw Hide and Seek Championships 2023 will be hosted in Zurich, Switzerland. Yeah, why not? We could do that.
Why did Loki throw a tantrum when he couldn't find his brother during a game of hide and seek? Because he was a Thor loser.
Of course, we encourage this by walking around. When Finite... Oh, sorry, it's story time. When Finite Jr. was 2, he thought if he couldn't see us, we couldn't see him. So his hiding spots were pretty epic, like putting a blanket over his head standing in the middle of the kitchen. Of course, we encourage this by walking around saying, I can't find Finite Jr. I can't find Finite Jr. Where is he?
Clip and a clap. And then you've got your Twitch clip.
He's now at 13, the easiest person to find in hide and seek. Wow, you actually... You basically nerfed hiding as a skill for Finite Jr. Just stand behind the seeker at all times. Great suggestions, chat, on how to hide. Look for areas that provide a lot of camouflage. Inhale in slow breaths so you are not overheard. Wow, these are pro level strats. And there was absolute uproar. Know who had created the clips? Oh no! Oh no! No! Chat! No! We can't keep doing this! Again. No!
Wouldn't it be funny if
Oh wow!
Oh, this is
It's
like
too
6
deep.
levels deep. At the same time.
It's too deep.
No! See if TD has been doing any. This is so meta.
Oh
What's
my
happening
no!
right now?
Like
I don't
7
understand
levels.
this. What is?
It's like 7 levels. I think it's 7
What do you mean,
again.
please don't steal colours from external websites? This is a colour palette website.
Panther doesn't have a lot of clips, actually, it seems.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, chat.
Are you okay?
I don't know why it came up. Oh look, it's the color thief. Welcome in, Tessil RX. Nice to see you. Who knew shoutout was such an entertaining command? It's true. It's true. There is also a Panther command. I don't know if you knew about that, chat, but there is a Panther command.
I'm doing very well on my end, thank you.
Oh wow, my camera died.
I transitioned over to a software developer role about, I think it's almost been 2 months now. And it's been a very good experience. A lot of learning.
There we go.
I have a really awesome colleague that...
Oh, it's the same clip, really? Okay, well then I have to check the settings for the shoutout tool. Also a good chance for me to get up and take a break, so I'll be back in a few seconds. We'll run a 30-second ad during the break so you don't miss any of the content. Goodbye and see you in a second. Bye-bye.
I'll just read the chat. Read the chat and wrap it up. I'll just read the chat and wrap it up. I'm a Rap Panther.
We're going outside! Who's that Pokemon?
Yeah, crypto is basically not important for people. That's what they said overall.
Okay, let's go. And then what will... Oh, I'm going to put this in...
Another powerful reason for insisting on Intel Inside.
And Secretary Cardona and Mayor Bowser and Chancellor Fairby. You know, thank you for joining us as well. And for families across the country.
Chat. Chat, look what I got. Limited
Where
edition.
is the worst place to play hide and seek in a hospital?
And then I can null it.
In the
As a
ICU.
default. Then I can test it. There you go. And then we have other issues. Because we can't pass them.
I see you.
Yes.
Garbage.
We had that one before. If a clip plays in a shoutout that you don't like, you can use the stop command. It's a secret command.
You just drop in and just smack the lip. Whoop, drop down, snap.
So, we were talking about hiding strategies. Apparently you're supposed to inhale and slow breaths, and someone said, just stop breathing altogether. Perfect. Don't hide in any dangerous areas during the game. Absolutely. Developing better seeking skills. How to find people better. Keep track of the places you've already searched. Alright. Check behind objects with wide angles. Think outside the box. So basically, Jay Walter summarized it. Hide in a ditch and stop breathing. Great tips. Also, search lower areas, under beds, for example. Memorize your playing area. People ask questions. What do you yell during hide and seek? Can you move during a game of hide and seek? How do you play sardines? What if a good seeker is seeking? Where should I hide? Go into your parents' closet, put on a pair of their shoes, then put a jacket over your body, leave the jacket hanging up, then step back up the wall, try to keep your arms up so they won't see your hands. You'll just look like clothes in the closet. This is just... I don't even know. Adults are the best at hide and seek. Step 1, get in car. Step 2, drive away. Okay, we got derailed, chat. We got derailed. Basically, I don't fully understand how we got from self-driving cars to hide and seek, but we did it. Summary is, soon, next year, you'll be able to go 180 feet per second, which is 130 kilometers per hour, or 0.10 something Mach, on the highway in Germany at the push of a button in a car, and you're going to be able to eat a loaf of bread while you do it. Amazing. Absolutely mind-blowing. And that is good news. Or 180 feet per hour. We're not sure. It's either 180 feet per minute or hour. Or second. One of the three. Bro. Too many M&Ms. That's one piece of good news. There is another piece of good news, chat. I think I'm going to keep this one in non-speed reader mode for you, because this is insane. Be right back, buying a Benz. Ireland has informed Facebook that
my kids and I are taking it in turns to break each other's hide and seek records. Mine is 2 hours. Theirs is 9 years. And counting.
I like the touch with the pauses, Surly Dev. Very nice. Yeah, Noob, this is like a limited edition. Brownie flavor. Maddie, this is all your fault. I just spent 5 minutes trying to figure out why my iPad wouldn't rotate. I'm sorry, Exegete. So this is good news. This is good news. Apparently, Facebook is not going to be able to operate for Reels in Europe anymore, because it's going to stop sending user data to the US, which basically would result in a shutdown. So I'm going to turn on speed reader again, so it's a bit bigger text. Europeans risk seeing social media services Facebook and Instagram shut down this summer as Ireland's privacy regulator doubled down on its order to stop the firm's data flows to the United States. So this was on Thursday. This was updated today, this morning. So they informed Meta that they will stop the sending of user data from Europe to the US. This was basically a very long-standing argument that they've been having, because in 2020, so 2 years ago, the European Court of Justice threw out something called Privacy Shield. It was an agreement between the EU and US, and they threw it out because it was garbage, basically. Because it basically said that the US surveillance practices mean that any data that's in the US, regardless of where it came from, can be analyzed by them, by governments, can be subpoenaed by the government without real oversight. Finite says, I was the best kid at hide and seek as a kid. We'd all start playing and everyone would be found but me. Then they'd give up. but I'd hide so well, no one would come and tell me. Sometimes I swear they'd walk right past me, look at me, but I was so good that they couldn't see me. Can't even see me. So basically, Privacy Shield got thrown out, which was a good thing. So there was a ruling, and the ruling said that it was much harder to then transfer data to the US, and it's something called an SCC, a standard contractual clause. I'm glad you got the reference, Chris. Finite must be Cena. John Cena. This week's decision means that they can't rely on they can't rely on those SCCs anymore either. Meta has repeatedly warned that such a decision would shutter many of its services in Europe, including Facebook and Instagram. Question is if something like WhatsApp would also be affected. That's pretty significant. This would mean for many businesses, I think, quite an impact, but ultimately I think it's a step that probably has to happen at this point. They are at the moment negotiating another agreement as a follow-up to Privacy Shield. In March, they had already agreed preliminarily to a deal, but it was like very high level. And so all the negotiations on the really legal fine print stuff, which is super boring, obviously, is basically stalled at the moment for whatever reason. And so it's very unlikely that there's a deal that gets reached anytime soon, which means that Facebook would be forced to actually shut down Facebook and Instagram in Europe. How they identify European users is another question. I don't know. I don't think it will actually come to this, though. Most people within the privacy community, data analytics privacy community, agree that it is highly unlikely that it actually comes to the point that Facebook and Instagram get shut down in Europe. Of course, it would be very cool. I think ultimately, I think it would be good to show tech companies that they have to abide by privacy law if they want to operate globally. Next up should be TikTok. But yes, it's still subject to review. It's still, yeah, it's still pending. And maybe the framework will happen sooner than we expect. But that is the news. That is the news. Other than hide and seek competitions, that is. So yeah, that is all the news fit to print of this week, chat. So the question is now, it is 11:15. I think it's time for coding. Yeah. Sure. Friday night, 11:15. Time to rewrite Jin. No, chat. I think we are going to I think we're gonna call it a night, chat. That's what I think. I have a very busy weekend planned, actually. I don't know what your plans are for the weekend, chat. I'd be happy to know what your plans are for the weekend. I'm going to be playing a D&D campaign on Sunday. What rewrite Jin in Lisp, Haskell? Madness. Absolute madness. Raid Jern. Who's Jern? Jern? Who's Jern? So I'm going to be playing D&D campaign on Sunday, and tomorrow I'm actually going to be working. And I might be streaming some of it. It might be more of like a co-working stream, which I don't know if people will watch that on a weekend. Who knows? Irish John Games. What is Irish doing at the moment? Irish John Games. What is Jern doing? Daily game dev. Rise of Piracy. Yeah. I was actually thinking of raiding someone else. If they're still on. I'm not sure if they're still on. No, we're not starting the co-working stream now. I will sleep and get some rest and then maybe start the co-working stream tomorrow. Definitely not start the co-working stream now. I think we should raid someone who's doing like something related to hide and seek, no? No, I think sure, let's raid Irish. I've never raided Irish before, I don't think. So, content warning. Irish stream is mature, which means that there's swearing. So if you're not okay with swearing, then you should not join the raid. But first, chat, obviously, we gotta wrap up our stream, which means we need to switch over. Chat. Can someone change the background to be darker? It would be more convenient. You know? Co-vacation. What do we want? Co-working. What do we want it now? Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. It depends how I feel. It depends what the vibe is like. Wow. Okay. Convenient dark. Tricky. Still very tricky to read. Yes, the murder background. Thank you, Chris. Perfect. Thank you, Beats and Noob, for subscribing. I really appreciate it a lot. Sneaky Sloth, thank you very much for that sneaky follow. Appreciate it. Thank you, Rugmat, for throwing those bits around. And as always, thank you so much to my Patreons, ! Patreon, if you would like to check that out. As said, I publish a stream recap on Patreon sometime tomorrow or the day after, with all the links to the stuff that we discussed today in the Data Cafe, including hide and seek tips. I'll probably include those for the lols. Yeah, so stream recap just has all the links in it and everything, and so it's a chance for you to to read up on what happened if you weren't here for the whole time, or if you want links to certain things. It's just a way for you to get that. So yes, Irish John will be swearing from what I understand. So I hope to see you all maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. Let's see what happens. Thank you, everyone, and good night.